Hey, it's Jackpot G-Larz. I've been showing you guys some clips of me making some cool finds, but unfortunately, most of my cool finds I didn't show anybody. I didn't think to videotape them, but figured I would start showing different collections of mine, and like weekly I would show like a different collection every week. Just need more subscribers, and so anyway. I figured I'd start with my Indian head pennies. I have 51, I believe, and I got them separated into different segments from 1860s I found, 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, and the early 1900s. And as you all know, they made them from 1859 to 1909. Cut! I figured I would show you guys, I'd start showing you guys the younger Indian head pennies I found, the ones from 1900 to 1909. I have 16 from that little age group. I think the 1907 might be the one that's best in shape. I'm not sure. All those pennies are in decent shape because they're newer, obviously. I have the 1909 one is probably they made the least amount made for those years, because that was the year that they switched to the wheat penny, so they stopped making the Indian head penny that year. So there was only 14 million. That's considered like a handful considered to the rest of them. But I have 1900, 1901, 1902, 1903, 1904. Now I don't have 1905, but I have 1906, 1907, 1908, 1909. Hopefully I get the 1908 or 1909S. Then you'll really hit it rich. Even though I don't like to sell any of them, I like to look at them. But yeah, those are my Indian head pennies from the from 1900 to 1909.
Go.
Alright, so let's move into the 1890s now, which I only have 10 for these years. I have 1891, 1893, 1894, 1896, 1897. Few 1898s and 1899. I think 1898 might be my second most common year behind 1880. I'm not sure. I think so. But yeah, these are all in decent condition. I think these two might be the best. I think it's 1899, 1894. If I can see I'm looking at it upside down, but looks like it. And this one is probably my worst Indian head penny. I tried to do an experiment with it. Most of the time, I just use a toothpick. At first, I would scrub them with a toothbrush, which would clean them off, but they would come out a little dark. So I like the toothpick method the best, but I used hydrogen peroxide for this one. I should have practiced on a wheat penny, but this is a common year, so I'm not too hurt about it. A little bit though, but don't ever use hydrogen peroxide or any acids because it will ruin your pennies. So I'm never gonna do that again. Bad mistake. But other than that, they're all pretty decent. Now we'll move into the Indian head pennies from the 1880s, which is my largest group. I have 19 from these years. I think the only 2 years I'm missing from the 1880s is 1882 and 1885. And my most common year is 1880, which it makes sense because there was a drastic increase in the production of Indian head pennies in 1880. And they consistently made a lot of Indian head pennies from 1880 to 1907. So a lot of the key dates will be in the 60s, 70s, or the last 2 years. But I think these two might be my two nicest Indian head pennies out of all the ones I've found. They're both 1887, weirdly enough, and they have two totally different patinas. This one's green, as you can see. This one's black, but they have great, you can see the details, they're pretty thick. You can see everything pretty clearly. Flip them over real quick. The other side is pretty nice. And all the coins from the 1880s are pretty decent. I think I have one 1880 that's pretty smooth, but that's fine. It'll be cool if I could imagine if I could get every year of Indian head penny. That would be insane. That's the goal. Maybe we'll get there. Now I'll move into my Indian head pennies from the 1870s, which I only have 3 from. which makes sense. They they didn't make a lot of Indian head pennies in the 1860s, 1870s. There was a drastic increase in 1880. I'm not sure why, but it stayed consistent that way until 1907. To give you an idea, like this is 1879 semi-key date. They made around 15 million. This one is 1871, and unfortunately it took me like a day to figure out the date. But when I saw it was 1871, I was a little annoyed because that's a key date. They only made around a little less than 4 million of these. And I also found this 1870, which is also a key date. I found about, they made about 5 million of these. And to give you an idea, they have 5 million of these, a little less than 4 million of these, and the Indian head pennies from 1880 to 1907, they made 20 million to 60 million, and in 1907 they made 100 million. So you can see why these are key dates. They obviously didn't make a lot. They're really hard to find, so that's why I was very excited to have found some Indian head pennies in the 1870s, and they're pretty fun to look at. Just know you have them. They're a cool piece of history. Now we'll move into my oldest Indian head pennies from the 1860s, which there's actually one year from the 1850 to 1859, but I haven't found that yet. I can't. The day I do, I'll be so happy. But the Indian head pennies from 1859 to halfway through 1864 were a little different than the rest of the years. They made a copper nickel alloy, and I'm not sure why they took the nickel out of the pennies. Maybe for the Civil War that was going on during that time. But this Indian head penny from 1863 is different than the rest. It's a copper nickel alloy, while all the other pennies are only copper. So this is also my oldest Indian head penny, 1863. I have 2 from 1864. And the funny one about this one is I actually have a video post about it. It wasn't found like a old place like most my Indian head pennies were. It was just found at Little League fields when I was looking for jewelry. So you never know where old coins will turn up. But actually, same with this one. This one was just in a school field behind my house. There was pretty much nothing really too old, some wheat pennies, and then I just got this 1867 Indian head penny. It's kind of damaged though. This is my first Indian head penny I ever found. And this is my oldest coin for a while. This is my second oldest coin. I have an 1830 large cent. I'll show you guys in another video. And then these two are 1864 Indian head pennies but they're just copper. They're not the copper nickel alloy. They're just copper. And they're both kind of worn. This one's kind of hard to see the date, but I figured it out after a few hours. 1864. This one's a little easier to figure out. But yeah, that'll wrap up all my Indian head pennies. I have 51 total, and hopefully I find some more to show you guys. I actually have this one on video, 1870, so I'll show you guys that one. And also want to show you guys one more thing. I have like a million wheat pennies. I have, I think, 503 total, all in here. I have some of like older wheat pennies from like 1909, 1910, 1911 in a smaller cup separate, just in case. And yeah, wheat pennies are everywhere. They're pretty fun to find though, because you never know what's gonna be mixed with them. A lot of times I find silver coins with wheat pennies. They're like, well, every metal detector knows they are the sign to silver. Wheat pennies. Bang. Alright, so this is the wrap on my Indian head penny collection. I actually have 52 total. I forgot about the one I found because the ground's been frozen like the last 2 weeks, but there was one little window I went out and managed to find an Indian head penny when I could, which was actually the 1870 that I have on video, so I'll post that for you guys. And so yeah, I plan on showing you guys another part of my collection next week. Maybe my silver dimes, silver quarters, or my older nickels, 2-cent coins, or maybe some of my jewelry or relics. I don't know. It could be anything. I just want to show you guys all the stuff I found, and then continuously show you guys the things I found, all my hunts. I got a GoPro, so I'll be able to actually post my whole hunt, not just like the one good find. So yeah, I mean, subscribe, like my videos, and if you guys have your own metal detecting videos, tell me. I love subscribing to other people's channels, watching their videos. I love metal detecting. I love treasure hunting. I love finding treasure amongst the trash. Urban treasure hunter. It's honest. It's a lot cooler than people think. So yeah. I hope everyone has some good luck in 2019, and hopefully this channel goes somewhere, because I find a lot of stuff and I want to show all of you guys, because it's pretty interesting, pretty cool. I know and even if you're not interested in metal detecting, if you just watch my videos, I'll watch other people's videos, you might find some interesting things about it. You might want to become a treasure hunter yourself. You never know. So anyway, good luck hunting. Like, subscribe, comment about my Indian head pennies, about anything, and I'll see you guys next video.